Greetings and welcome to the Field Guide to Fidget Cubes. Fidget Cubes, for those who may not have heard of them, are the latest craze, other than the spinners, for fidgeting. There are a number of articles that you can find about how advantageous fidgeting can be. One of the items that seemed to be very popular was the Fidget Cube. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. The idea came from a company called Antsy Labs and funded through Kickstarter. From what I've heard, somebody got the idea to sell them or to make them on the cheap, on the sly, and get to the market before Antsy Labs did. Antsy, by the way, A-N-T-S-Y, like ants in your pants. So most of these come from those imitations. I'm showing you 5 of them. There are a number of different ones, number of different box styles, colors, and whatnot. Most of them will look like this. The 4th one here, this is the real thing. This is the only real thing. I will leave a link to the Kickstarter project and to the Antsy Labs website where you can pick these up. I know they've been back ordered quite a bit because the Kickstarter project was extremely popular, but I know they've gotten up to speed on that. I don't know if they're still accepting pre-orders or if they're actually taking real orders at this point or not. You can check by the time you see this. Let me start first with the 2016 edition. This is the first imitation. This is this one right here. It comes with a leaflet that has pictures from the Kickstarter project ripped off, but it doesn't really describe this cube. It describes what the final cube will look like. The big way to spot this is with the joystick on top. You'll notice that it is got a heavy round rim, small disc. It does go back and forth, but it doesn't really center itself. This one's got a little more spring to it than some of them do. But it goes back and forth. But you'll see it lean quite a bit. It also will push down. That's a little on the unique side for this particular design. Go through the sides. There's a spinner. There's a little dome for your finger or your thumb. There's not a whole lot behind it. It's plastic on plastic, so it does take a little bit of time to wear it in and get it going. Then you've got the dice side, the number 5 arranged like on a casino die. And you can see the joystick flopping there. They all 3 sound the same, or excuse me, all 5 sound the same. And they're all moderately loud. You've got a metal chrome ball that's supposed to push in, but it doesn't. It spins. Some of them I found have a little bit of plastic dust underneath of them and makes it hard to spin. I do have another one. The gears are very stiff, very loud. You're not going to get away with spinning those in class, sorry. Likewise with the rocker switch, you can kind of be careful, but if it's too stiff, you just gave yourself away. And finally, on the bottom, it's kind of a narrow worry stone or breathing area. Some of them are extremely shallow, but that's another big indicator when you look at a picture. So that's the first imitation. I also discovered from the same idea, very similar characteristics, the dome and everything else, the shallow worry area. A mini version. I believe they usually say the other ones are 3 centimeters cubed. This is about 2.2 centimeters cubed. These gears spin freely. I don't know if it's broken or not. This one likes to stick. Rocker's a little quieter. It does have a space in one corner for a lanyard, and a lanyard is included. It looks like it would be good for smaller children, but I'd be concerned of a swallow hazard with smaller children because it is so small. Children who are older with smaller hands, if they're on the autism spectrum, I would be extremely cautious. So anyway, those are the two 2016 versions. Note that they both have flip-top boxes. The boxes vary depending on the distributor. One thing to note is that the Antsy Labs version, there are no distributors. If there's any other company named to them, it's not the real thing. The leaflet describes an updated version of the Fidget Cube that these guys do not incorporate. The ball bearing, for example, is supposed to click. So the 2017 version takes care of that. Now I should note that the box most of the times is a slide on top with a foam square in it. This is the 2017 version. The joystick has a thinner rim, flatter rim. It does spring centered, does not click down. The spinning disc has a flat surface and runs a bit more smoothly, usually. The number 5 side has rubbery buttons. Sorry. 2 of them are silent. Actually, I guess I'm not pushing them hard enough. There it goes. That's the center button and the side buttons. There's a little difference in sound. There is enough play in them, though, that you can actually press all 5 of them silently if you wanted to. There's the ball bearing that I was talking about, and this one presses in. The gears spin freely. The rocker switch is a little quieter. You can be careful and maybe get it quiet. Very hard to tell. You should note that the worry stone side is actually much deeper. It feels a little bit better than the other one. That's the other thing to look for in the pictures. Anyway, that's usually considered the 2017 version. Oops. Now, the gold standard. You'll notice the box looks like a fidget cube with the rocker on top. It comes stuck to this pad. Lift up the pad and there's a cloth bag to carry it in. Obviously, I have not taken this one out yet. The joystick side has a little bit of a wider rim, wider button, but there's no stem. That's one of the big things to look for. Okay, you can see a little bit of a stem. This doesn't wobble back and forth. It glides back and forth very smoothly, not just north, south, east, west, and the 4 points in between. This rotates around very comfortable, very smooth. The spinner side has the flat button on it, like the 2017 version. I probably didn't mention that. And you can probably hear that it's got a bit of a gear mechanism in it. The 5 buttons are solid plastic like the rest of them. 2 of them sound that way. Center one's a little quieter. And those 2 are just springs. And that was the rocker switch. Let me go to it right now, since I just sounded off with it. You can actually center it, at least on this one. And you can go quiet. The ball bearing, I believe it's still metal, but it's painted in this case. Depends on what color you have. I have seen some with the silver. Much bigger than the others. It does click in. The gears move smoothly, but quietly. These are probably the most comfortable of the bunch. And then the worry area, the worry stone area, is deep like the other one, but a little bit smoother. While there are a few features in the other ones that are nice, this is the one you want to get. Might be a little more expensive, but you get what you pay for. They went with quality on it, and it shows. Now, I do have a 5th one, known as a Fidget die, or dice. Similar concept, but different. You have the joystick that centers. It does not push in. It rolls around, springs back to the center. It's got 4 indentations on it, almost like a target. And notice you can spin it around too if you want to. There goes the rocker switch again. 3 buttons on the disc side. This one's a little stiff in a few places. Like right there, it doesn't want to move a little bit. I probably just have to wear it down a little bit. The button, the number button size, this one has 4 buttons. That was my thumb. Sorry. 2 silent, 2 noisy. Good old rocker switch that keeps getting in the way. For demonstrations, at least. It does have a space for a lanyard. No lanyard is included. The worry side, or what would have been the worry side on the other one, in this case is a textured side with a rubbery plastic. That might be good for a variety of things. It's not a good worry stone, I'll tell you that. But to sit there and feel it with various fingers may be beneficial. You might ask, well, wait a minute, what about Fidget Cube 2.0? It's not a cube. It's 12 sides, each one a 5-sided item. But who wants to say fidget dodecahedron, okay? Now, some of the rip-offs have been known as anti-stress cubes. The Daily Mail referred to the fidgetcube.co. Those are all fakes. Let me say that again. Those are all fakes. If there's any other name other than Antsy Labs associated with a fidget cube, it is not the real one. This is the only legitimate fidget cube. fact, there it is right there. I will leave the link to Antsy Labs in the description. I'm not going to leave links to the other ones. Although I will say if you're interested in this variation, you can look on Amazon. I hope this was informative. I hope this will help you choose wisely which fidget cube you want to get. If you want quality, go for the original. Thanks.